Hey guys, Shadney back with another process video for the For the Love of Crafting and Sharing hop. And tonight's video, or this month's video, we are doing layouts based off of sketches. And this sketch is from Citrus Twist Kits. I do not get subscribed to their kits, but I found this one. I follow them. They have a lot of great inspiration and their kits are really cool. I just don't subscribe to any kits really. And I found this one and I liked the look of it, so this is what I went with. So right now what I've done is I've printed this picture of India off, and this layout is going to be things about her now that she's 4, or things about her at the age of 4. So I've taken this pink background paper. Sorry, there's a lot of background noise today. I am so sorry. It's just going to be a little bit loud. The washer's going, or not the washer, the dryer's going. The dog was at the back door with the blinds. Phil's on the phone in the other room. India's still awake. It's crazy here. So it's just a little bit loud. I am so sorry for tonight, but I will get back to normal soon, I hope. On this paper, what I did is I just took my scissors and slid them across the edge. I was inspired by Tashiana. If you don't follow her, she's amazing. On a live she did the other day, she was showing how she does this a lot, and she'll cut like some pieces and then she'll rough them up really well. I didn't rough mine up. I just trimmed some slices out of the edges, and then I'm backing them with some of this army green star paper that is from Felicity Jane. And then now that I have just a little bit of that peeking through, it gives it a little bit of interest, because in the sketch they have a strip across the top and the bottom border, and that's not really my favorite thing to do or my favorite look, so I just didn't want to do that. But I did want something across at the top and the bottom just to give a little bit of nod to that sketch. So now I'm adding just a little bit of mixed media. This is it's at Christmas I used this as a template to cut out these hexagons from a piece of background paper, and X-Acto knifed them. And so it was just a piece that I had saved that just had hexagons cut out of it, and I used that and just some plain white gesso. I didn't have any texture paste, so I just used some plain white gesso and my palette knife just to add a little bit of gesso across there. And they're kind of messy. They're not perfect by any means, but I just wanted a little bit of texture across there. I went ahead and backed my photo. I think it's a 3x4. I might be a little bit smaller than 3x4. I went ahead and backed my photo with white cardstock because I do that all the time. I just like the look of that. And then I pulled out that aqua colored little piece of paper. Was just a scrap that was already that size. I just thought that would be a good basis for that little embellishment across the bottom. And then I cut a strip from this heart paper, which is a Felicity Jane paper, and just added that to the layer. I'm just building on the layers. And sorry, I thought India was coming down the hall. Then I pulled out the sheet from the Head in the Clouds Chamel's journaling pad. I haven't really used it yet, but I thought that would be a really fun thing to use for the journaling across there, because in the sketch they have a like a quote or something. Hold on. Hey guys, so I am back. Sorry, I had to go ahead and just stop for the rest of the night. It got kind of out of hand with India, and so I'm back. It is the next day. Anyway, so I just pulled out this green Mr. Huey's mist, and I'm doing some splattering across the background. And then I will take my little stack of papers, which are not adhered yet, and hold them over just to see if there's enough splatter coverage where I like it. And then I'm going to pull out this gold Heidi Swap mist and do the same thing. I'm not using as much gold. I just want a little bit of sparkle to come through there. And then and a lot of the hexagons that I added earlier are going to get covered up, which is totally fine. But just FYI, like when you do mixed media, add a lot more than you think you should, because you're not going to see a lot of it. It'll get covered up. And then I've pulled out this border punch or edge punch, however you want to say it, and I'm doing the edge to look like notebook paper, and I did run my fingers back and forth across it just to get it a little like messed up, as if I had ripped it out of a notebook or something. So now I'm trying to start adhering things together. I am going to pop my photo up on some foam, some fun foam. So I'm adding some fun foam to the back of my photo right now. And then I'm going to layer it, and I'm working from the top down to get my layers together, so that, because I want to make sure everything ends up where I want it to be in the end. So I'm going to adhere it to that piece, and then I'll add adhesive to that, and then I'll adhere that. I do go ahead and add these background pieces together, and then I'll add that and layer over my photo. I will go back and do my journaling in a minute. I should have done it before I add my photo. I mean, before I'd adhere my photo, like kind of see where it's going to cover up, and then do it before my photo, so I don't get my hand all over it or fingerprints or anything. But I didn't. It all works out in the end. It's totally fine. Not a big deal. So my page up there is still just drying. And so I'm just working on my cluster down here while that's drying. Then I pulled out these little vellum sheets. They are from, I don't know. I'm sorry. I'm really bad with remembering things. It is from a Bible journaling collection, like a devotional set. My sister had bought it for me. It's like a little pad, and it's all the same. It's all vellum, and it's all got just a little bit of mixed media on it, but it's just a nice little layer to add in there just to get a little bit more color and just a light, airy kind of layer in there. And they are only like, they're small. They're not even 6x6. They're like 4x4 maybe. So I had to use 2 to layer side by side so that you could see it all the way across both sides. But it worked out. So I went ahead and did all my journaling. That took a little while, so I just cut that out because that was super boring. And then I'm just going to start embellishing just a little bit. I'm adding a label here to the photo, and then I will add the date later. And I don't think I add the full date. I think I just say March of 2020, because it's just talking about her turning 4, and she turns 4 in March. So I'm going to adhere fun foam to the entire back of this whole piece, because I want it all to pop up just a little bit. If you've not been around on my channel for a while, I do love a lot of texture and dimension. Like, that is my favorite for layouts. So you'll see me add a lot of fun foam and stuff like that, and popping things up, and, you know, like not adhering everything down so that little bits stick up a little bit and have a little bit more texture. That is a favorite of mine. If you don't like that, go ahead and adhere everything flat. But I like just a little bit of dimension for some interest. So I pulled out a couple die cuts, little flowers, from the All Heart collection from Crate Paper from last year, I think. And then I'm using liquid adhesive to adhere this whole thing down to my page, just because there is that gesso. So I just want to make sure it adheres really well. So I did use the liquid adhesive. I tried to use my Nuvo adhesive, you'll notice that. But I didn't. I ended up using the Tombow Mono just because it wasn't coming out of the bottle fast enough, and I was rather impatient. The other will work just fine as well. It was just my patience. It didn't work with my patience. So I'm just arranging these die cuts and adding them, tucking them in to create my little clustered little embellishment areas, and then adhering. So sorry, I got interrupted. My phone rang. So anyways, so I'm just adhering them down. I'm mostly just adhering the centers down, and then just letting the ends kind of stick up a little bit, because I wasn't sure if I was going to tuck anything under them or anything. So now I'm pulling out some aqua colored thickers. They're kind of puffy. And I'm going to do This Is in the aqua thickers, and then I'm going to pull out a fun gold vellum number 4 from Whimsy Fox Crafts, Iris. She makes these really cool things. They're on Etsy, and I can link them below. And then I pulled out these epoxy dots from Scrap and Happy Studios, and I will just kind of move those around and decide where I want them on the page. I'm adding one to each little area where I'm embellishing, and then I'll just stick them down in just a second, but I just kind of move them around trying to decide where I want them for right now. I said they're from Scrap and Happy Studios. She's on Etsy, I believe. I think she's about to release or announce her new website. She's been working on a website, so she won't be on Etsy anymore. She'll just be on her own website. But sorry, I'm getting so distracted today. She is got these really cool epoxy flare pieces in a bunch of different designs, and I had ordered a bunch not that long ago, so I've been using them on all the layouts. So they are like flare, but they don't have any of the metal on them. So they're a little thinner if you like thinner, or you can add a pop dot like I usually do to adhere them down to your page if you want a little bit more pop. So I'm just adding those around and adhering them down. And then I went in and added the date or the month and the year. Then I pulled out, these are little tiny wood veneer sequins. They look like sequins, but they're little wood veneers. And I think also I got on Etsy. They're linked in one of my videos, but it was from like December. So when I did a video a day in December, they're somewhere in there is the link if you are wanting them. And then I also got these little sprinkles from Iris from Whimsy Fox Crafts. And they are the same gold vellum like the number 4 is. So I'm just adding those to the little clustered areas and sprinkling them around. And then I will go in and adhere them down with glue, with my Nuvo glue in just a second. I'm trying to just embellish around where these little clusters are. I did. And then where the splatters go up in the corner and that diagonal line, I'll add some up into that corner just for some interest. So there we go, just adhering all these down. And I've been using Nuvo adhesive for a while now, and it is the best adhesive just in case you need a really good liquid adhesive. Nuvo's pretty amazing. And it's got a super fine tip on it, and it dries really quickly, so it's pretty awesome. So I'm going to go ahead and fast forward because this is super boring, and you know how to glue stuff down. So hold on. And then I'm almost done with this layout. I just add some little phrase stickers at the bottom right and the top left. I'm sorry, you can hear the dog whining now. I just add some little phrase stickers, and that finishes off the layout. So thank you guys so much for watching. I'm sorry this video has been crazy and interrupted so many times and just off the wall. So hopefully the next one will be better. Have a wonderful day, guys, and happy scrapping. Bye. I'm sorry, really quick. I already said bye, but don't forget to go down below and check the list of all the other ladies that are participating in the For the Love of Crafting and Sharing hop. They also have a bunch of awesome layouts, and they're all linked down below. So now have a wonderful day and happy scrapping. Bye.